Well, Halloween on board is always a big deal, especially for the Americans and the Canadians. You know, I'm from England, and Halloween is a big deal, but it's nothing like it is on board Star Princess. And I'd like to think that we do things a little differently here on board. One of the great things that we do is the Halloween parade. And it's happened all over the ship over the years, but I like to always do it in the piazza. One of the main reasons is because it's so well lit. Most of the Halloween events are quite sort of dimly lit events, you know, spooky, it's dark, it's dingy. But for the Halloween parade, you've got to be able to see the costumes. Hence the reason we run it in the piazza. I cannot tell you this cruise how many guests came out in full force for this event. It was absolutely incredible. I had planned for about 40, maximum 50. And let me tell you, when I looked at the crowd that we had, it was just unbelievable. I thought, goodness gracious me, it's going to take 10 hours to be able to do this. It was incredible. Unbelievable costumes. People who genuinely tried their hardest. And some really talented costumes as well. Scary, we had the original, we had the funny, we had it all. Everything.
How did you feel the competition went? You did such a good job. Are you going to be back next year? Wonderful. Did you like your prize? Show us your muscles! Muscles! Yes! Oh, look at that. Give Captain America a big round of applause. No, Larry, you can't give him that. What are you doing? Fly! Fly, fly! Fly, 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 fly! Fly, 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 fly! Well done.
And after that, we took them all upstairs to the Explorers Lounge for this spooktacular event. Inside the Explorers Lounge, we had Fusion. They had learned so many wonderful songs as well, relating to spooky events, scary times, this, that, and the other. Unbelievable, hilarious. And then we had the balloons on the dance floor. We got them all down, and not only that, we had the cast as well, the production team here on board. They came out, they did an incredible show as well. They performed Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller. It was just a great night. It really was a great night. Cobwebs everywhere. You name it, we had it. I mean, Halloween is no better than it is on a cruise ship. Let me tell you that. They came out in full force. They were there. They gave us everything that we could possibly ask for. They dressed for the occasion. They looked good. They sounded good. Boy, oh boy. What a great time. So the tradition of the first formal night is still a tradition pretty much on all cruise ships all over the world. Here on Princess, we do the champagne waterfall. Wonderful opportunity for the captain to introduce not only himself, his senior officers on board as well, but say hello to all of the guests and welcome them on board the Star Princess and say, you know what, you guys are going to have a great cruise. A formal attire, everyone looks great, they're all dressed up in their Sunday best. It's a really good celebration and a great way to end what has been a really great day, your first sea day normally. Then, of course, the big show as well that night. So it all kind of folds into one. It really works well. So a first formal night is an opportunity for the guests to get dressed up, move around the ship, and you know there's so many different photographers out there, opportunities to get photos with their friends and with their families. I know that the videographers will be out there, they'll be filming everybody as well. It's a real gala event, and so it should be. The captain will be pouring the champagne over this huge cascading champagne waterfall along with his maitre d', introducing his senior officers. I'll be probably running around in circles and trying to meet as many people as I possibly can. It's a great night, and it all kind of centers around the piazza area when the guests are coming out to dinner before they go to the show times.
Make some noise for the master of the vessel, the master of Star Princess. This is Captain Stefano Ravera.
Welcome aboard this beautiful vessel. All right, ladies, Star Princess. Ladies and gentlemen, let me open officially the cruise for all of you to Hawaii and Mexico on this amazing voyage across the ocean. To really say thank you and bring forward the important people from our end, all the officers, the staff and the crew, all 1,090. Ladies and gentlemen, you gave me all your wonderful comments, how you enjoy. I want to ask you a small favor to provide right now here in Piazza on the first formal night of the evening and of the cruise, the biggest and cheers round of applause for all the officers, the staff and the crew, for the ship's company. Thank you. Also, before I forget, I'm going to put this gentleman on the spot, but I will do that until I leave the ship February the 2nd. And this lovely gentleman just came back from vacation. And ladies and gentlemen, this year is making his birthday for 45 years of continuous services only with Princess Cruises. If I don't mistake, 45, yeah? So 45 years with Princess Cruises, only with one company, so it is an amazing job. And he's continuing to do an amazing job. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back and welcome home. Grazie and arrivederci. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a nice warm round of applause, please, for the Master of Star Princess, Captain Stefano Rovera.
The bar staff here on board, all very talented in their own rights, and we have an opportunity to showcase their talents, so the guests are going to get to know not only the bartenders and the servers that are going to actually be waiting on them over the course of the cruise, but to showcase some of their skills. And the martini demonstration is a perfect way to do that, because you need to be a proper mixologist to be able to make a decent martini. Most people think they can make a good martini at home. Trust me, you don't make martinis like we do here on Star Princess, and the guys today are going to show you how to do it.
This talented bar staff. Ivana, you want to start first? Go ahead. All right. Tell us what you're going to be making. What kind of martini?
Apple snack martini.
Apple snack martini. What are you looking for? Apple sour martini, darling. Jessica is right here.
Two Two energetic.
Wait. I got it. Sir, you two up there, coming down right here, sir.
Ronnie from Northern Ireland.
Ronnie from Northern Ireland. Who do we have over there?
And I am Ali from Northern Ireland.
Sour apple tini. Is that correct? Sour apple martini? Correct. Oh, somebody give me the wrong name. Okay. Here we go. Now, what's the main ingredient right here? Vodka. Absolute. Test it. Okay. All right. Now, let's face the camera. Easy, Tiger. Okay. Now let's face the camera right here. Tell us, what do you think about this martini?
Oh, lovely.
All right. Look at that. Almost done.
Very refreshing.
Very refreshing.
A cosmopolitan, very fancy. And who do you need up here with us right now to make this Cosmo?
One man and one woman.
And they need to be a couple? Do they need to be in love, or can they just have met? Eileen from Minnesota, to answer your question, yes, you will have to dance. You will absolutely have to dance. The Vikings fan.
This is Greg and Greg from Indonesia.
You two could be brothers, the two of you.
Oh, Minnesota. There you go.
Look in the eyes and she's gonna be fancy.
The love boat.
Exciting and new. All right, how is it? What do you think? It's wonderful. Can you taste the fact that it's 99% alcohol and 2% juice? It's 101% delicious. What do you think over here?
Very good. Do you like my new shirt?
I love it. It's very loud. That's why I picked you.
Different martinis. Folks, it's simple. Every day you can try different kind of martini. You don't have to pay, folks. No worries. Just come and see him. Just give him your cruise card. That's it. What is Skyfall martini? It's strong, it's good, right? Do you like it? Okay, so this is your first one. I'm gonna give you like 5 martinis today. You can drink it. When you finish, order another martini again, keep ordering, and I'm gonna put it on her tab. Alright. Okay. Alright, that's gonna be your drink of the day. Okay? Are you good now? Okay, go ahead, have a set, another sip. Go ahead, drink. Chug. Tiffany, what do you think about this martini? Looking at to the camera now, tell us what do you think about this martini?
Wonderful.
Ladies and gents, give them the big round of applause.
There are so many great activities going on around the ship, but primarily that first sea day is where we try and hit them with all of our big guns, and that's where we really want to say, look, this is how good we are as an entertainment department. Now, one of the things that we like to do, you might not necessarily think it might be one of the big A driver events, if you will, but it's one of those cruise ship classics that people absolutely love. and it's the fruit and vegetable carving demonstration. We have an incredible team here on board. They are so talented at what they do down in the galleys, and they can carve pieces of fruit and vegetables into these elaborate designs. It is something that has taken years and years of practice to be able to do, and it's a favorite here on board. So you know what? We put it on, people love it.
Fruit and vegetable carving is such an awesome thing because we get guys that come up from the galley and they're all supremely talented in this very random but very awesome art form, and they come on up and they come in the piazza and they make these sculptures and these pieces of art out of fruits and vegetables, and it's just amazing to see. It's something that I've never experienced before, something that most people have never experienced before. Each time that we do the fruit and vegetable carving demonstration, they make unique pieces. So they make animals, they carve faces out of watermelons, they make these like sculptures that go up, they make sculptures out of the faces of different fruits and vegetables. The fruits that they use mainly that I see each week, they use watermelons, they'll use pineapples, they'll use eggplants, they'll use onions. Sometimes they make these flowers out of onions, and it's amazing. They'll use oranges, they'll use carrots, they use tons and tons of different kinds. They use squash. You'd never expect to see squash on a statue, and yet they're making statues out of squash. Each of the carvers bring their own specialized tools. So they bring knives, they bring pliers, they have specialized bamboo shoots. There's absolutely no glue involved. It's all totally edible, although we do ask people to refrain from eating the creations. And so everything that they use is totally their own, and it's all completely personalized to each individual artist. People are amazed because it's not something that you would expect to see. It's definitely not something that you would expect to see on board a cruise ship. So when people are watching, they're just standing there in awe and seeing the creations that you can make out of something so mundane as fruits and vegetables. It's awesome, and people just seem to really, really love it every time we do it. For myself, this is one of my favorite things to host, definitely, because like I mentioned before, each time that we do this event, the artists make something totally different. So it's something that I could never even imagine, and they bring these fantastic sculptures and fantastic pieces of art to life quite literally in front of your eyes. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed doing this event and hosting this event because you just get to see these things that you never even imagined could be made out of food.
We managed with Edmond to go through the engine room together with the chief engineer, and just to give you a visual of what's happening down there. Obviously, as you know, there are no tour of the engine room, and that's for insurance purposes, but nevertheless we want you to understand how the vessel runs and what's happened down below. Now, engine room is manned all the time by both what they call the junior engineer officer of the watch and motorman, but nevertheless you know, there is a staff engineer, senior first engineer, and all these people in charge of the machinery down there. The engine control room, which is on deck 4, is manned continuously, obviously, by the engineer officer of the watch. They do watches like we do on the bridge. They do 4 hours every 8, the 12 to 4, the 4 to 8, and the 8 to 12, and then the 8 to 12, either at noon or midnight, and over again to the 12 to 4. Now, what we do, and you saw here, we have 6 generators on the Star Princess. We produce electricity. The same electricity that run your lights in your cabin and run the air conditioning is the same electricity we use to run the big electrical motor that run the shaft, that run the propeller. So even though we have, at the moment, because the speed is high to go from Hawaii, all the 6 generators are on, and we are kind of full speed. But depends on where we're going from to, we run a different setting of generators. Sometimes we run 4, sometimes we run 5, sometimes we run 6. Basically depends how much energy we need, so how much speed we need to go from point A to point B.